Rewrite Episode 1 has finally arrived, and I have to say I was actually impressed with this first episode. Now, Rewrite comes to us from a studio known as 8-Bit, and 8-Bit and I have not had the best track record so far. They really haven't done anything that has impressed me, and things that I was excited from them have pretty much disappointed me to the point of either dropping the series or completing it to just have anger by the end. And luckily, I think this might be the series that makes me a little more appreciative of this studio, because I've been wanting to enjoy their stuff for a long time, just they haven't done that one series to really get me hooked, and I'm thinking this just might be it. Now, some of you may be asking, what is Rewrite? And if you want a non-spoiler summary of what this series is, honestly, I'm not 100% sure where this is going to go. I know some people, based on the title, thought it was going to go into a time travel direction. Obviously, it doesn't appear like it's going to be that. It's something appears to be, we're at a school that pretty much everything appears to be a normal setting, but really, when you take a look at everything and how it's working, it seems that all these main characters that are introduced, there is a dozen girls, so you may be thinking it's a harem, which it is based off a visual novel, so anytime you have a large cast of female characters that appear to be the next, love interest for the main character, it's generally because it's based off a visual novel, so you could become a love interest with those characters. But in this case, it pretty much seems like it's a story set around a school with a lot of supernatural elements that everything appears to be a normal setting at first glance, but as you unravel the mysteries this school has to offer, you discover more and weird phenomenons that are occurring in this school. And I'll say, pretty much, if you are opposed to moe-style shows, this won't be for you. This isn't going to change your opinion on moe. However, if you're not opposed to moe, or you enjoy moe, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't enjoy this first episode. It is the length of 2 episodes. It's going to be, I think, 13 episodes it's been confirmed for. Some people think it might be a split core because of how long the visual novel is. But the first episode is basically 2 episodes in length. The rest of the episodes will be a standard 20-minute run. But in all honesty, it was a fairly enjoyable episode. It didn't do anything that, wowed me or made me go, oh my fucking god, like in Gakugurushi in its episode 1. That was just holy hell, what am I watching? But this, it's a strong first episode. Pretty much, we are introduced to a large cast of characters. We have our main character, who I have to say is actually a breath of fresh air. With visual novel main characters, or even harem main characters, they fall into 1 or 2 categories. They fall into the, I don't know that all these girls want to have sex with me and I'm just oblivious to everything, or I want to have sex with all these main characters. This main character is neither one of these tropes. He's a pretty typical main character. He wants to pretty much interact with everyone. He's not the most popular kid around, but he's not a stereotype. He feels like a real high school kid. He probably at one point will want to have one of these females as his girlfriend, but he's not about just going after everyone, and he's not oblivious that other people like him. He has these inner monologues with some of these characters, and it shows he's not oblivious to things, and that's awesome. I mean, I wish I wasn't impressed by this, but in anime, especially with moe or high school settings, it's a rarity to have someone like this. Now, it's probably going to take me a little bit to know all these characters' names, because, like I said, it's a large cast of characters. I mean, you can take a look at the poster image, and there's 7 girls on it. Now, like I said, this is based off visual novels, so at first glance, I was thinking it was going a harem route, and it easily still could, but I don't think so. I think what's going to happen is once we have all the players on this board, we are going to have a large cast of characters who all have their own individual supernatural element, and it's going to be, I'm not sure what type of style in all honesty they're going to. Are they going to go for shock factors? Are they going to go for more of a slice of life with the supernatural twist? I really don't know, but I'm very intrigued to see where it goes, because all the characters, as an example, we have a transfer student who is a typical tsundere, but she has an insane amount of strength. When we first see her, our main character is trying to help her with this box of books, and he's struggling even being able to carry them. But she can pick it up with no issue, and at first you're thinking, okay, she's stronger than usual, but in the classroom, she gets upset with the main character and literally picks up the desk with one hand in trying to strike him with it. And I'm just like, okay, that's not human. And then we have, in the hallway, we meet another character who's pretty much like the fucking hall monitor, I guess. And she's like the typical, you know, shinobu who, like, wears an eye patch and probably thinks anime is all real, and she's probably gonna get some weird supernatural ability. We have basically the lifelong best friend who, she seems as normal and, you know, just silly as a normal character would be in this, but she's gonna have some weird supernatural ability. The main character is gonna get one at some point, and we're introduced to these, like, fairy-looking characters that look like some of the high school students, so I'm not really sure where this is going, but I am damn intrigued to see this. Now, the presentation of the show is where it's a little interesting, because when it first starts out, it gave me the wrong impression right off the bat. What I mean by this is, we see our main character running down this bridge and kind of like floating and jumping around, which it made sense to what they were going for the series, like it was giving this like supernatural look to it, but when you are watching from a distance, they're just kind of pushing the character model and not really animating him, and it was really jarring and unnatural looking. But once we got out of that stuff, all the character models are highly well detailed. There's nothing too jarring in terms of distance shots past that intro scene. Everyone moves pretty fluid, and overall, it looks nice. Now, one of my friends mentioned that he kind of wishes it was from KyoAni in terms of the visuals, and though I wouldn't disagree that it would look really well if it was done from KyoAni, I think this very vibrant color palette they're using, and almost simplistic designs at times they're using, I think does add a level of charm that 8-Bit is going for, and I think it's going to work in their favor in the long run, and we'll have to wait and see how it looks down the road. I mean, there is some CGI incorporated into some of the fight scenes in this episode, because there is basically like the CGI boss battle that happens when our main character is basically with these fairy characters and are kind of trapped in this kind of parallel world to our own, and it wasn't the greatest CGI of all time, but it didn't really look too unnatural from the 2D setting we were in. So I thought it did work, and obviously it's not going to be the focal point to the series, but I think anytime we have these basically fight scenes, we're probably going to have some CGI, but I thought it looked rather nice. And the witch character, when she was using her ribbons to basically attack or grab people, it was very highly detailed. I really loved the fluidity to those types of scenes. And the voice acting was pretty much spot on for these character types. I really like the main character's voice, and I'm excited to see what this witch's voice is, because the witch so far is my favorite character. Though she has not spoken, I can already tell she's going to be basically a lifeless character in a lot of ways, and I really like that type of character trope where it's pretty much lifeless and they slowly basically get a personality. I'm really big fan of those types of character traits, so I'm excited to see what happens there, but it's interesting. Like, the easiest way to say is it's Moe done right, and it has a lot of promise of what this show could be by the end. Now, will it suck? It's 8-Bit, and they don't have the best track record in my opinion. People I know are worried that because it's only going to be 13 episodes, they're going to rush the adaptation. In terms of adaptation accuracy, I really don't care. I never have. Even if I play the visual novel, if I read the manga, read the light novels, I don't care how accurate it is as long as whatever they do with it is enjoyable. So if it's only going to be 13 episodes and they give it a good ending, I'm all for that. That's fine. If it's only going to be 13 episodes and it's a go play the visual novel ending, I'm not going to be okay with that. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see with what happens here. But I have to say, like, I'm impressed. I mean, I went in with as low expectations as I could have because 8-Bit and I don't have the best track record, and I came out thoroughly enjoying it. So is this the best first episode you're going to watch from the summer season? Hell no. There's going to be way better. However, is it worth your time? I would say if you're not one of the people who just say it's moe or a school setting, I'm not going to watch it, and you like to try things that are taking a bit of a different approach, I'd say give this a go. It's damn good. It has a lot of potential with its characters. Are a lot going to fall under a typical stereotype trope? More than likely, but if they can keep the main character unique like they have already presented him, I'm all for it, whatever they do with the rest. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes and what power this character is going to get, or if maybe he doesn't even get any. I mean, either way, I'm interested. I'm happy with this first episode, but if you did watch Rewrite Episode 1, let me know what you thought in the comments below. and where you think the show's going to go. If you've played the visual novel, you already know where it's going to go, so remain spoiler free, but if you want to compare the adaptation accuracy, by all means let me know of that, and smash the like button if you did enjoy the video, and if you're new to my channel, hit the subscribe if you want more videos like Rewrite, and so much more, because I think I have like 22 anime series this season I'm going to be doing episode discussions for, so I'm going to be rather busy this season, but I'm excited for it. So until next time everyone, please take care and have a good one.